Hello, Sam. As you can see on the floor here, we're taking some pictures of some archery stuff. I heard you might want to try a bit of archery, so I thought I'd make you a bow and some arrows. And so in front of us here, I've got some pipe, some PVC pipe. I've got some PVC pipe that I've bought. Now this is just not ordinary PVC pipe you get from Wicks. It's special pipe. It's called Schedule 40 pipe. PVC stands for polyvinyl chloride, and it's extra thick wall. It usually has high pressure water running through it. But I was watching YouTube and I saw a man making some bows out of this, and he makes them by heating it up with a hot air blower so it all goes soft and then squashing it. Let's move a little section out of it, and this is what I made out of the pipe by heating it up with a blower on each arm and then squashing it between two bits of wood. And this has made it flat, and then I then heated it up a little bit and bent it upwards, a bit of deflex that's known as, and then I heated it up at this end and bent that round, and that's called recurve. And this bow is a very short bow. It's about 36 inches long, okay, and it's sort of made after a design of a Native American bow, which is quite short, and it's called a recurve bow because of those two curves there. Okay, and for a string, because as you can see the string is missing, I've got some what's called paracord. It's some very strong nylon cord. Okay, you buy that, and look, I've just made a short string that has a loop, a knot at each end with a loop on it. So we put one bit on there, and I'm going to come over this way, and because this bow is quite low powered, we can bend it quite easily with our one hand. And so there we go, we've made a very simple bow which we can pull back like that, and as you can see, it flexes the arms or the limbs of the bow when you pull it back. These flex backwards and they store energy. And when you release the string, the energy is transferred, is released and goes into the arrow, and it shoots the arrow forward. Okay, you might see on the ends of the bow there's two bits of foamy plastic which I've put on, which is just to stop the noise of the bow, the noise of the string slapping against the bow. So this is quite good. It's actually got a force of 8 pounds. When you pull it back, you need to pull 8 pounds back, and that's at about 24 inches. If you learn about archery, that's how they measure the force of each bow, because bows have been used for many, many years from all sorts of countries, from China, Mongolia, Japan, North American Indians, the Welsh and English longbow, and also various countries in Europe. So most countries have used the bow in history for hunting. And what they shoot is an arrow. Here's a nice simple arrow, fairly cheap. This is the arrow point. And then this here is called the shaft or the spine. This is made out of fiberglass. We can get arrows like this one, which are made of wood. Okay, fiberglass is a more modern material than wood. It's a little bit too heavy, fiberglass, though wood makes a better arrow, a lighter arrow. But what I'm going to do is send you some arrows down. I'm going to send you 6 arrows and that bow for you to practice in your garden. at shooting little objects like tin cans or empty plastic bottles. Anyway, going down the shaft or the spine of the arrow, we have these, what used to be feathers, or feathers on some bows, but this is like a plastic foam, and these are called fletchers. So each of, or the three of them are known as fletchings, and you can see we've got a white one and two yellow. Now the white one is called the cock fletch. All right, and right at the back we have something called a nock, N-O-C-K, a nock, and that, the string fits in there. So let's show you on the bow. Grandad's right-handed, so he holds his bow in his left hand. We hold the index finger about the middle of the bow, and the arrow is going to slide on top of Grandad's finger. Okay, so you can see it slides on there. We put the nock fits onto the string like that. So that holds the arrow in place. It's held by the nock and then it's resting on my finger. And then there's a number of different ways to hold the string, but I find the best one is to use two fingers underneath the arrow. So I'm going to shoot, let me put round this side, I'm going to shoot like this. I'm going to move that there, pull that back, and then you just release your fingers and the arrow slides over your hand. You may find that you might want to wear a glove. I can shoot without a glove because I put a bit of tape around these arrows to stop the bit of where the fletchers are just rubbing my hand. So that is what you do, and then you just pull it back, aim and let go. But you better practice in your garden. Okay, let me take that arrow off. And what you're going to have 6 of these arrows that have got this blunt point on. But to make them safer to use, what we're going to do is put what's known as a blunt tip on them, a rubber. So that just slides over the end like that. And you, using that, you're going to have great time shooting empty tin cans, yogurt pots, etc. Okay, so that's what you're going to be shooting. I've just been having good fun shooting a small tennis ball. Okay, so that's that arrow. While I'm here, I'll just show you a wooden arrow. There's our piece of wood that you normally buy, the shaft there, or the spine. It's got a point at one end, and the other end's just been made a smaller diameter. Now you might think the pointy end is for the point of the arrow, but it's not. It's where the nock fits, like that. You'd glue the nock on at that side. Okay, that's Granny giving me orders. Keep still, Grandad. And what we do at this end, we put the point on, and that would be glued on at that end. And also, obviously, you need some of the fletchers on it, and these are little feathers. They're made from feathers, and they're dyed these bright colours, and they actually get glued onto the shaft like that. And you usually put 3 of them on at the back. Okay, so that would then look, it would then look like this when it's finished. Okay, you can see there's 1 orange and 2 yellow. So the orange one would be the cock fletch. Now the cock fletch, you always have it pointing towards you when you're loading the arrow on the string. Okay, so your cock fletch is pointing towards you. All right, now then Sam, You are left-handed, I believe. When you get your bow, you're probably going to hold it in your right hand as a left-handed person. Because you're left-handed, you may be holding it in your right hand. And you would put your arrow at the same side as your right hand, like this. Okay? And what we try and do is have this angle here at 90 degrees, or a right angle. Okay? That's as we pull it back. So we don't have it like that, and we don't have it like that. No, we have it at this angle here. And then hold the string below and pull it back. So it's running over the top of your hand. And you angle the bow down. Don't have it like that, because you might find it, oh, it's fallen off. So if we put it back that way a little bit, it stays in that V there. The arrow doesn't fall off. We pull it back again, take aim and release it, and it shoots straight into the gold of the target. Okay, well, I hope you have some fun with this. I know I would in your garden. Take care, and we'll see you again. Bye-bye.